The emergency services of the Republic's Ministry of Emergency Situations received a report. A forest fire had broken out just a few kilometers from the capital city, Ufa. Firefighters rushed to the scene, certain it was yet another blaze caused by the brutal summer drought sweeping across Russia. But this time, nature had nothing to do with it. Among the scorched trees, responders found a burning Lexus shard, melted and deliberately hidden. The fire had clearly started inside the vehicle. Someone had driven it deep into the woods, set it ablaze, and disappeared. Why would anyone torch such an expensive car? Investigators quickly noticed the vehicle had signs of damage before it was set on fire. Had it been used to kill someone in accident, maybe and then destroyed to hide the evidence? The firefighters alerted the police. Even before the crime scene investigators arrived, local authorities confirmed there were no serious traffic accidents involving a Lexus in the area recently. Perhaps it was a hit and run with no witnesses? Or maybe the car had been stolen? The mystery only deepened when investigators traced the car back to its owner. Although the license plates had been removed, the engine number led police to the registered owner, Emil Shaiganov, the 30th of November years old, an engineer at a local energy company in Ufa. The car wasn't reported stolen, but Emil had been. He had vanished a week earlier. His mother was the one who filed the missing persons report. She said Emil had gone swimming with friends after work on a Friday and never came back. At first, she wasn't worried. It was summer. Her son was an adult. But when he didn't return by Monday and never called, she knew something was wrong. Now, with the discovery of his incinerated Lexus, police launched a criminal investigation into Emil's disappearance, possibly a murder case. An unlikely victim. Why would anyone kill Emil Shaiganov? Was it a robbery? Attacks like that weren't rare in Russia. Just a few years earlier, a couple was murdered not far from Ufate. Killers wanted their Honda Accord. Another case involved a realtor who disappeared after going to finalize a sale. Her Infiniti was later found abandoned in a neighboring republic. Turned out her client murdered her, buried the body, and tried to resell the car. Could Emil have been targeted for his Lexus? That raised another question. How could a modest engineer earning only 15,000 rubles a month afford a luxury car? The answer lay in his passion: football. Emil was obsessed with the sport. He could recite the lineup of any European team, even from decades ago. He played in the yard, studied matches for hours online, and eventually became an expert in sports betting. Over time, his predictions became so accurate that they turned into serious profit. His biggest win allowed him to buy the Lexus dream he had since childhood. Police looked into Emil's connection to betting companies. Had he recently won big again? Maybe someone didn't want to pay up. Or had he lent money and attracted the wrong kind of attention? But those financial theories didn't hold for long. Investigators uncovered something else, something more personal. Emil had another dream beyond football and fast cars. The perfect romantic relationship. The girl named Cherry Lady. Just before he disappeared, Emil confided in his best friend Igor, "I've met someone. She might be the one I've been waiting for my whole life." But when Igor heard that, he didn't feel happy, he felt worried. Investigators soon learned who Emil had been seeing. Her real name was Karina Kuiko, a 15-year-old girl he met online under the nickname Cherry Lady. At first, she seemed sweet and innocent. But as police dug deeper, her story began to crack. Karina had once been a top student, but she dropped out of school and bounced between institutions after getting expelled for truancy. Her mother claimed Karina had to care for her during an illness, but authorities noted something troubling. The mother was more interested in online dating than her own daughter. Karina followed her mother's lead, searching for affection in chat rooms. And that's where Emil found her. After weeks of chatting, they met in person. Emil was enchanted. She was delicate, shy, and completely inexperienced, or so she said. He rented her an apartment in Ufa and encouraged her to go back to school. But soon, he learned that she invited her friends over constantly sometimes, even large groups. Emil disapproved. Karina left in anger, but not for long. A deadly plan. On the day Emil disappeared, Karina had spent the morning convincing him to come visit her at a country house. She claimed it belonged to her brother and that a few of his friends would be there. What Emil didn't know was that Karina had been planning his death. According to police, the plan involved Karina luring Emil to the house, her friend Daniel Makkonen, 16, and 2 others waiting, drugging Emil's food, killing him in his sleep, stealing his car and valuables. But nothing went as expected. The sleeping pills didn't work. Emil was still awake hours later. The teens grew impatient. They began to beat him while he was conscious. When he tried to leave, Karina sweet-talked him into staying, pretending to care, offering him a place to rest. As soon as he laid down, they struck. He was beaten with a shovel, a frying pan, and even a sledgehammer. When they thought he was dead, they stuffed him into the trunk of his own car and drove into the forest. But Emil woke up, so they finished him with a military shovel, again and again. Finally, Ruslan Obiasov, one of the attackers, cut off his head. He filmed it on his phone. When questioned, he said, "I did it to show Karina how much I loved her." Cold-blooded betrayal. All of the suspects quickly turned on Karina. Not one of them tried to protect her. Not one of them claimed she was innocent. They all agreed. Karina Kuiko, just 15, was the mastermind behind it all. Under Russian law, she faced a maximum of 10 years in prison for organizing the murder. But when she gets out, will anyone be waiting for her? Even her mother has turned